You know who should be president? Ralph Nader. Because he's turned down millions in corporate slush money. He's been running for 60 years. He ran against Truman. He can't even register. They won't even let him register in some states. Do you understand that? I thought the whole charm of our land was that anybody could run for president, and they say, no, you can't register in some. You have to be able to run in all the states to have a chance. They were even counting Hawaii's votes this year, I heard. I'm serious. Which is ridiculous, be honest. I know we made the mistake, but they shouldn't be allowed to vote. They're not serious enough, you know what I'm saying? That's like saying, hey, let's let Carnival Cruises vote. Let's let Sandals vote. Same with Alaska. We shouldn't let those bail-jumping idiots vote either. I'm serious. Keep ice fit. You hear me, Alaska? Yeah. They don't even get TV. I don't know why I'm wasting my time. You keep ice fishing, you flat-faced fools. And you leave the government to the real 48. You understand me? Okay, according to a poll just taken in Florida, only 24% of blacks believe their votes will count as compared to 62% of whites and 61% of Hispanics. Anybody want to talk about it?
I don't,
Shut your mouth and let the black dude talk first.
What do you look at me?
Because you're black.
Because of, what is that, a question? Why?
Shut up, you think you're Stringer from the Wire, right?
Well, I'm probably as black as any white person can get, so
yeah, you are. You're hardcore.
It's not, can I say, it's not that black people's votes aren't counted, it's that they get to the polls a half hour after they close.
No, we want to know why we don't do it, man. It's the same reason we don't go to professional wrestling matches, because it's fixed. That's what. It's a fixed situation, and we know. And it's like you know what? It's like everybody in the neighborhoods are getting too much into it now. It's like everybody in the black neighborhoods, especially, you get people who you don't expect to tell you to vote. Like a heroin addict with a shopping cart full of stolen gonna come up to me like, vote or die.
No, they definitely disenfranchise the black communities and make it very difficult for them to vote because why? They're Democrats.
Oh, so you say the Republicans are up to it.
Come on, it's so much harder for them to vote. They don't want.
Why is that? Why?
Because it's harder for them to.
Why, they can't pull a switch and walk back out? What are you
No. It's where they have to go. I mean, they make it more difficult.
Why are you talking like I'm not even here?
No, actually, no.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I think I don't like that vote or die thing it started. That Puffy started that vote or die.
Why don't you like that?
Because it's not going to motivate black people to vote when you say vote or die. We die in the neighborhood either way. So that's not going to get us out there. You know, vote or get your cable cut off. That'll get us out a little bit more. We'll run.
It is more practical. How about this? The Georgia Supreme Court unanimously threw out the state's hate crime laws Monday, calling them overbroad and unconstitutionally vague. Now, personally, thank God, there's no such thing as hate.
Okay, no, wait, I have a comment on this. Thank you.
Go.
I believe that hate crime is completely different than just robbing someone and taking their money.
Wait.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, it is. If you're going to say to someone, I mean, these people were beating up two black guys and yelling racial epithets at them, correct? Shut up.
Well, that never happens in the reverse.
No, but the point, if you look at genocide, you look at the Holocaust, there's a completely different mindset in hate crime than there is, I need some money, I'm going to go kick someone's ass and I don't care.
So you think that gives you less stitches at the hospital? Would you rather have somebody come up and punch you in the face and go, you're a Jew, I don't like Jews? Or would you have somebody come up and stab you and go, this crime was committed non-denominationally, it's not based on your race, religion, or sexual preference?
I believe that, they had to get rid of it because white guys was getting caught mainly. And it was basically based on a lot of white guys. So white guys.
So you believe that it was? You believe that because it favored white people, they changed the law? I can't believe it.
No. Because too many white guys were going to jail for it. Because that's all that would probably go to jail.
Okay, I have a question.
Can I say something?
No.
I just wanted to say one thing about the hate crimes because
let Black Sabbath cover band shirt say something.
Okay.
That was not a slam. That was actually a very accurate depiction.
That's the truth, and that's why it is a slam. No, it's not an ass. Go ahead.
No, it's not. All right. Pants suited for a 17-year-old. All you need with those pants is that little thin boy band beard, stupid.
I am awful. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
You won't get a debate on
If
that.
anyone beat you up in those pants, they'd be accused of gay bashing.
Jim,
That's 3 in a row.
that's 3 on the pants.
I know, that was good.
Thanks, good. You can talk now.
No,
I'm
you were
done.
done. You were
you had a
saying the
point.
whole hate crime.
He gets back.
he doesn't
That was
care.
a hate crime.
He doesn't care about his points as much as 3 good slams down his satiated. Do you care about the humanity? No, I got my laughs at a poor man's nice pants. A midlife crisis man trying to spend his hanging on to his youth that's been gone for 50 years. Now you're happy, stupid?
Yes.
All right, what do you want to say?
All I want to say is, why do I even talk? No,
Why do any of us talk?
Do you believe that the people that killed Matthew Shepard are the same illness, same sickness in their head, have the same illness as someone who go carjack someone for,
Well, one's a murder and one's a carjacking. What's
and
wrong
kills the
with
car,
you?
and while they're carjacking, they kill.
I think they should probably do the same time. I don't know if they have the same illness in their head. They should do the same amount of time in prison. Murder is murder.
Yeah, funeral arrangements are the same thing. I mean, it's a murder is a murder. It doesn't really matter why you really.
Judy?
Hey,
That's
good
what we
point.
thought.
One, you're getting a car out of the
There's an echo in here.
Did you catch that?
One, you're getting
We'll be right back.
I was reiterating.
You know, I don't even know why they had me here. You know what? I put the dumb in freedom. You really don't need to vote. You know what voting does? Remember the time when this was illegal? Well, those were the days. You want to go into a booth? Go into a booth where you need quarters and your feet stick to the floor. Don't waste your time voting. It means nothing.
I know. Voss's acting is awful. A Cub Scout group in St. Louis kicked out a 7-year-old boy from the pack because he's retarded. Here's the letter they sent to the kid's mother. After observing Christopher's behavior at both den and pack meetings for both his safety and the other child's safety and the other children's safety, we insist that he not attend meetings or other events. I think we actually have a picture of him in a uniform, Chris. This. For those of you that. That's a real picture of that
He looks good.
awful man. What do you guys think? Should they have kicked him out or not?
That he can go hang around with all the gays that got kicked out of the Boy Scouts as well. They can have gay, retarded people.
You gotta understand
around
something. There's nothing. I understand you have to be sensitive and you want to give all the kids an opportunity, but nothing kills the mood of a campfire ghost story more than a retarded kid running around yelling "Yay!" with smoldering marshmallows.
What can you do with this one, man? Come on, you know.
They're wrong. They're wrong.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
It is wrong.
He knows he's kicked out, but the retarded kid's lucky. I mean, the Cub Scouts are cornballs. It's an irrelevant organization. Why would you want your kid mixed
It's
up in
the
that
Boy
anyway?
Scouts, not
Whatever,
the
the
Cub
Cub, it's the
It's the
Cub
mother.
Scouts.
The
It's an
mother wants
irrelevant
him to-
organization.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you want to do?
Okay.
You want to,
We didn't get that
You
on
want to be on a subcommittee for the changing of nuclear?
My sinuses are bothering me.
All right, but you're on national
So
television.
what? I'm not a Cub Scout. I can't blow into my scarf.
Plans for a new makeover show about Jewish American princesses called Jap Squad has angered members of the Anti-Defamation League who find the term Jap offensive. Now, is it Japanese Japs
No,
or
it's
Jewish American
American
Japs?
princess. And the
But
reason
who's offended? All of them? Both
here's
Japs.
I think the Jewish American princesses are the ones that are offended.
And what do you think, Judy?
Here
You're
is
Jewish.
what I think. I am a Jew. Now, I know it's shocking because I never bring it up. I believe there's a very high level of anti-Semitism in the country now because of what's going on in Iraq and Israel.
Oh, really?
And,
But what about France, which is anti-Iraq?
and
But
I
they have a
think
higher
that,
one. What is that? What's the excuse
God,
for that?
I just think that.
All right, but I'm just
you're
telling you,
taking
you
so
say
much
cause of
would you
Iraq.
would you have a show called WAP? No. Would you have?
You do. It's called the Tony Danza Show.
That's small, really
I'm gonna give him
annoying.
that.
Really proud of myself.
Go ahead, Judy.
No, but I just think, you have Queer Eye, but queer is a different kind of word that. Okay, you know what?
No, it's your rule. It's okay if gay people say it, but it's not okay.
I don't like the word queer. I think
like
it's
that word.
Why not?
good. I don't like
it. It means odd. It means a little odd.
Right.
Like, get that
So then you're
odd
queer.
out of my house.
You're queer. You're queer. You're really queer.
First of all, E buckled, and they changed the name of the show.
Well, Jap is a derogatory term. It is a derogatory term.
But it's a humorous.
That's more to Japanese. The
But
Japanese is more.
and
Yeah.
Colin, if it was in New York, where everyone's knows a lot of Japs and knows that it's not really
It's kind of an old term too, actually.
what Jewish American
Judy,
president.
this is what I want to know. Like,
Yeah.
why is this better? Like, the original, I'm sorry, man, the original name of the show was Jap Squad, and that was offensive. And then he changed it to Girls Who Compulsively Shop and Give Mediocre Squad. Why is that acceptable?
The only part
What I'm thinking in your face.
The only part of that I didn't like. The only part that I didn't like was that phony, I'm sorry, man, to me. No, you're not. Now, Chris, don't you get offended by shows like Cops when they show guys like you out on the lawn being...
absolutely.
Those bail bond shows and stuff. Well, Judy, come on. You know it's a joke, and you know...
I know it's a joke, but
But as a
Mr.
comedian, I've seen you
Nebraska.
say racial things on stage. People can say, well, that's off limits because of the words.
What racial things do I say on stage?
Plenty on stage. You're
What
like,
do I
ooh,
say?
I said black, I said Jew, black Jew, black Jew, black Jew.
Yep.
Yeah, you said that. You said that.
Sorry, Judy.
It's a point that I'm trying to make.
Maybe
that
they're trying to make a point.
Jap, I say black, Jew.
So you're saying it's
in
what
a
the
different-
intent is, but that's a very slippery slope. Don't you think? Because anyone can justify
Okay,
anything.
I
by...
believe that unless you're Jewish, you don't see the overt anti-Semitism that people have. I really don't.
And I
can
believe
never
that
relate
because
to-
Jews see so much anti-Semitism, then people get anti-Semitic. It's like, oh, the Jews complain about anti-Semitism again. Now, I'm not saying there's not anti-Semitism.
There's a lot of anti-Semitism.
I would see it more than you. My friends are more anti-Semitic than yours are. Don't tell me about anti-Semitism.
Well, by the way, I agree with your point, but I didn't like the way you made the argument like a 4-year-old. My friends are more anti-Semitic than yours are.
That's what
Right,
we did it for.
because
you
mine was supposed to be
Because
a
they're more
joke,
verbal.
you dumb
Yeah.
cluck.
Why don't you
I
go
really
kick
was
your ass
choking
now
right
with
now.
your little thing?
All right.
You're dumb today.
No, I'm not dumb.
In the green room when you go, I'd be winning the award.
I'm not
You're
dumb.
like a cluck today, you
I
idiot.
put the dumb in freedom.
What? Don't vote. It doesn't matter.
And the thing is, Voice doesn't even realize that freedom doesn't end with D-U-M-B.
You're right. Or else he spells dumb D-O-M, either one, but he isn't. Boss, wherever you are, so glad you're not here on the show right now. You stink. And we saw your shame spiral in the middle of that thing where you're like, oh, I can't, but it's not doing something. We'll be right back. Welcome to Tough Game, the game show where I make the decisions. Our two contestants tonight are Jim Norton and Keith Robinson. And allow me to introduce my lovely assistant, Allison, who just said her boyfriend threatens to, what'd you say, kick our asses?
With little boxing skills.
Oh,
Yes,
it
definitely.
really irritates you. You meet somebody, she's like, oh, by the way, my boyfriend's an ass kicker. Anyway, but she's great as he doing that. Gentlemen, this is how it works. You got 3 categories: comics, best and worst, and current events. Pick a category. I'll read you the question. Only I'll determine if it's right or wrong. Game's 3 minutes. You hear this sound. Jim, you won the toss backstage, so pick a category.
Carl, I'll take comics for 100.
All right, Jim, comes for 100. Allison, thank you. Who is Nick DiPaolo?
Nick DiPaolo is the kind of guy that watches Mississippi Burning when he needs a good laugh. He developed his humor as a way to punch people in the face without actually going to jail. And I think the worst part about Nick is that he actually has the distorted self-image of serial killers and that he actually thinks he's a nice, rational guy who gives people the benefit of the doubt.
That's actually, I'll say that's correct. All right. All right, Mr. Keith Robinson, you're next. Keith Robinson.
Well, Colin, I'll take best and worst.
Okay, Stringer.
100.
What's the worst thing about your opponent, Mr. Norton?
Well, besides the fact that he looks like a freshly hatched baby bird. He's always talking about fat chicks. That bugs me. And fat chicks, they bug me. The monstrosities. And the fact is, if he put lipstick and a wig on, he would be a fat chick.
That's, we always hate, we despise the thing we are. Okay, I'll say that's correct. Jim Norton, you're next.
I'll take best and worst for 100, Colin.
Best and worst for 200.
No, 100.
I'm sorry, that category's already. I'm sorry. All right. What the hell?
100.
Go ahead, take it. If I can. It's supposed to be over already, but.
Is it really? I'd have to say the worst thing about my opponent is a tie between his 4th grade reading ability and his awful Philadelphia accent. Those two things combined sometimes cause him to pronounce words like a Haitian stutterer with Down syndrome.
I can't deny that. That's 100 points. That's correct. Okay, Mr. Robinson.
I want best and the worst for 100.
Are you sure, Mr. Robinson? All right, best and the worst for 100.
And also, I forgot to mention his liver spots on his head bug me.
They do. They bug a lot of us. Okay, I'll say that's correct. They were all awful liver spots on his stupid awful head. Jim, you're up.
I'll take comics for 200, Colin.
Comics for 200. And the question is, who is Patrice O'Neal?
Patrice O'Neal, besides being a comic book or a cartoon character that Bill Cosby voiced in the mid-70s, is a self-obsessed ass who feels like the louder you talk, the more valid your point is. He has many acquaintances, but very few close friends due to the fact that he has the intimacy skills of a Komodo dragon.
I almost gave it to you, but intimacy skills of a Komodo dragon. What does a Komodo dragon and intimacy have that's so,
Well, intimacy is something that like warm-blooded creatures would have, and Komodo dragons, Komodo dragon's kind of a funny word, and B, Komodo dragons are lizards and reptiles, and they don't have any intimacy skills
Exactly,
at all.
but the only reason I question it, and I can't give you the points, is when I think of Patrice and how fat and awful he is, I don't think of a skinny little Komodo dragon. So maybe if you said something like, even the intimacy skills of like
The intimacy...
Whatever chance you had of getting those points went when you mocked my great pronunciation. Oh, that buzzer means we're out of time. It looks like a tie. Oh. Well, anything to say, gentlemen? You tied. You should be happy. All right, Allison, what do you think so far from everybody? Are you happy with your boyfriend, or do you see a lot of potential between us three?
You know, I'm concerned with the intimacy and the lizard, so I'm going to stick with the boyfriend.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
I have something, Colin.
Yes.
I'll knock our boyfriend the hell out.
Oh, your boyfriend's not black, is he?
No.
You see, she goes, she left the whole audience like this. All right. Thanks for playing Tough Game. Good night, everybody. Folks, due to low ratings, the Miss America pageant will not be on TV this year. Oh, it's going around for the first time in 50 years. Give us an idea for a new pageant that everybody would watch. Keith Robinson.
I would like to have a bottomless transvestite figure skating beauty pageant.
Oh.
In this pageant, a guy recently dropped the girl on her head would try to hold up overweight trannies without getting teabagged.
That's incentive enough. Judy Gold.
I hope my mother watches the show tonight. Colin, I was thinking about a pageant of famous wife beaters.
Oh.
At least we know it'll air on Spike TV and ESPN 9. Okay, 9 because there's only like 4 of them. Anyway, so the contestants would include O.J. Simpson, Scott Peterson, Joel Steinberg, Mike Tyson, the Knicks, and Liza Minnelli. The competition is based on the following preliminaries: plate throwing, instilling fear, insulting the spouse's mother, punishing your partner because it's her fault you're cheating, and finally, apologizing and promising it'll never happen again. Enjoy your day.
All right. Chris.
All right.
Chris Railroad Murphy.
I want a Miss American pageant with just the swing states and have them swinging. Show Miss Florida an orgy. That'd be great. Why not? I mean, thanks to them, we've been getting school for the past 4 years. That's right. Now it's our turn to watch. Yeah, and having sex with Hasidic Jews. Shouldn't be a problem. It ain't like those people in these states haven't worn white sheets over their heads before.
All right, Jimmy Norton.
Did I offend the KKK in the audience?
I'd like to see the Miss Liberal pageant. Points would automatically be awarded to the first person who makes a conscious effort to say African American, but still locks her door immediately every time a black guy walks by the car. Of course, the dehumanizing bikini contest would be replaced by the ever-popular dye your hair black and wear glasses whether you need them or not competition, to be followed immediately by the nod your head like a retard whenever Michael Moore speaks portion of the show. The winner will ultimately be determined by whoever can stupidly blurt out, dude, what about the Patriot Act? The most times in a 5-minute period.
All right, that's the show. Good night.
A couple quick questions for you, please. Tonight, Jim Norton picked his nose on the show. It's so I find that very disrespectful. Don't you?
As opposed to the 8 times he's farted in the middle of a sketch on the show.